as I was thinking to myself, like, okay, but what's the difference? What I realized is there's this ongoing pursuit in me to continue getting better. And that's what started 20 years ago. The ongoing pursuit is, what else can I work on to improve my life? What else can I put my focus on?
Welcome to the Ignited Recovery Podcast, a new way forward for anyone looking for answers but feeling left out. If you've been searching for empowerment, triumph, and purpose, you've found them right here. You won't hear the same solutions, and you're not going to have any excuses to fall back on, because Ignited Recovery allows heroes to rise and become their best selves. I'm Dr. Sophie Jaffe, and I can't wait to be your guide on this journey. Are you ready to become an ignited hero?
I wanted to start out kind of almost just painting a picture for us about how so many of the people, and I'm getting a better and better renewed sense of this as I've done like 15 calls with potential people who are interested in joining our community, of how demoralizing, hopeless, helpless we often feel in the beginning, right? When we're first looking to create change, there's just this deep sinking sense of, oh my God, I'm going to be like this forever. How many people know what I'm talking about? Just like, this is just not going to get better. I'm going to be here for a really, really long time. And I felt it myself, honestly, now a long time ago, but I've said it a million times before. That's, to me, one of the worst parts of the struggle we have. This individual behaviors, it's not that they don't matter, but they matter a ton less than that feeling we get inside, because all of us have been through struggles. All of us have been challenged in some ways in our lives. But if we're challenged in a way where we have some expertise, we have some knowledge around it, and we know we can do something about it, then we step up. Like, let's say you're an athlete and you're really, really good at playing basketball or running or playing cards. I don't know, whatever. I don't know if that's, we're not going to count that as athletics, but is poker a sport now? I don't know. But if you're good at it and you lose, your first thought oftentimes is not, I'm the worst human being ever. This is never going to get better. I'm an asshole. It's, oh, I misstepped. I threw a pass the wrong way. I didn't train well enough. I forgot to stretch or warm up. Like, those are the things that come up for you because you see the problem, you know what to do, and you understand how to repair it. But here's the reality. When stuff goes wrong between our ears, the vast majority of us have never had training at how to handle what's going on in here. In fact, for most of us, the bullshit story that we've been fed most of our lives is that you really can't control what's up in here, that it's in your genetics, or it's based on what your parents taught you, or, whatever. It's, you have a sickness, whatever it is that you've been told. The idea is specifically that you don't control this. And so I'll say it like this. I'm a worse than mediocre basketball player, right? If I go out to play basketball and it goes really, really poorly, I'm not going to know exactly what to make better. I was playing pool with some friends, actually at the men's retreat a little while ago. And we had two separate pool games. I should have used that instead of cards in the beginning. Two separate pool games. In the first one, I destroyed. I couldn't miss. Like, even my junk shots went in. It was insane. I felt so good about myself. I was like, I got this. Won the first game, played the second game. I was horrible. Horrible. It was like 17 minutes later. I have no idea what went wrong. I'm not a pool player. I haven't played enough pool in my life to be really, really good at understanding what went wrong. I couldn't fix it in between. I could have played another game. I could have played another game after that. And it's kind of haphazard. How I do in it really, really just, it's partially on luck. I don't know, maybe I ate something in between. I really have no idea what it was. For me, the difference is I've spent the last 20 years researching this. So I understand how this works. And for many people that I see who are in the exact same situation I was in 20 years ago before I did so much research on this, this is a mystery. And so we find ourselves acting in ways we don't like, not just in addiction, in relationship. We're getting in fights, or we're breaking up with people all the time, or we're not treating our children right, or we don't do well at work, or we feel discouraged when we wake up in the morning. It's not just about the addiction. The addiction is just a thing so many people decide to focus on. But what's going on in here isn't working well. And the story we've told ourselves over and over and over is that there's something wrong with our brain. There's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with our genetics, who we are as people. And that's the problem. And the reason I'm going into this so deeply is I'm talking to these people and they're all different, right? Some are married, some are single, some are divorced. Some struggle with porn, some struggle with alcohol, some struggle with drugs. Some just struggle with work and mental health. Some of them have just been looking for help for the last year or two. Some of them have been to 7 rehabs and have been trying to get this right for the last decade. So the stories are all different, but the theme is one of just loss and hopelessness. Like, I don't know if anything will ever make this better. And I don't know if I am good enough to overcome this. And the reason I wanted to start with that is a couple of things. First of all, in seeing these conversations with people and watching myself having these conversations with people over the last 5 or 6 days since I put up this Instagram post, it's clear to me how long the road, how long the path is, and how far apart I am from where I started and where I am now. Now, again, we're talking 20 years. It's not like it happened, snapping a finger, but it's very clear how different the path is. And what is even more clear for me now is I don't know that my brain could ever go back to that old way of thinking. So I see the difference. I know where I am now compared to where I was before, and I couldn't see a way going back. And I put a post about this earlier today, the differences are not in my substance use. There are also differences in my substance use, right? Everybody knows, it's in the book, etc. I don't preach abstinence. I'm not abstinent personally. But the ironic thing is when I wrote the book, The Abstinence Myth, I was drinking 3 to 4 times a week, 1 to 2 drinks. So definitely not over drinking. I was right in the middle of moderate drinking, like 7 to 8 drinks a week. Slight ups and downs. Guys, I might have 1 or 2 drinks a week now. Now it's been 6 or 7 years, but I actually drink less. Still not abstinent. It's not the use that has changed. The post that I put up this morning came out of Sophie sent me a picture of me with our youngest, me, Sophie, and our youngest. He was 2 years old. So it was about 8 years ago because he's 10 now. And I had a pronounced gut. Like, it was, she actually sent me the picture, like, look at you whenever this happened. And she said, you should post something about the difference. And here's the funny thing about it, right? I haven't done recovery for health and wellness. That wasn't my goal. My goal in initially recovering was in not going to jail and prison, right? Later, my recovery focused on saving my relationship. As I was thinking to myself, like, okay, but what's the difference? What I realized is there's this ongoing pursuit in me to continue getting better. And that's what started 20 years ago. The ongoing pursuit is, what else can I work on to improve my life? What else can I put my focus on? And the fitness part started, well, almost 3 years ago. It started right when COVID hit, because I had a gym membership, but I was using it like once or twice a week. So I was kind of fooling myself into thinking I was working out, but not really doing much more than that. Well, COVID happened, everything got shut down, and I bought equipment for the garage. And since then, pretty much 5, but at least 4 days a week, I go in there and I work out. Here's the beautiful thing about it. The system that I employ now is really just one of explore, accept, transform, right? So, hey, something's going on in my life I don't like. What is it? Why is it happening? When did it start? How long has it been going on? No ego. I don't need to protect myself or defend myself. I know I'm good enough, but that started with that original shift in my brain that I can change my behavior. So new shifts, new improvements are not a negative reflection on where I've been up until now. I know that I've been doing my best until this moment. I just know that's not my best forever, right? I know there's more for me. And the moment I was able to switch to that, I'm open to any change at any time, because I don't have to defend who I am right now. This right now is the best version I could be in this moment. But if I learn something today that can make me better tomorrow, trust I will do everything I can to put that into my life, so that 5 years from now, 3 years from now, a month, whatever, however long that takes, I can be a better person.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ignited Heroes Recovery Podcast. I really hope you found the information here useful and that we'll see you back here next week. And look, I want to make sure that this podcast is the most useful it can be for you, so please let me know by emailing info@ignited.com if there are any specific topics or questions you'd like to have addressed. As usual, if you like this episode, I would love for you to leave us a 5-star review and rating. Thanks, and see you next week.